If you're spending money on ads and you're not calling them back yourself, or you don't have somebody calling them back for you, you're literally throwing money away. So stop doing that.
Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. How's it going, everyone? Yeah? All right. I like it. We have a lot of people that aren't on all these calls all the time coming today, or at least registered. So that's pretty exciting. I think it's because we're talking about something today that we don't really love to do, but we know is really important, right? Does everyone know what we're talking about today? Prospecting. Let's say the word prospecting. You have to do like a little cheer. Prospecting. Actually, I'm not going to lie. I don't think anybody is ever like, right? Are you? Like, I'm not. Unless actually there is one way that I'm like, I'm going to prospect, right? Because it works. But let's talk about prospecting, because we all know it is super, super important, right? Be honest, how many prospect every single day? Patty, does not surprise me, Patty. It does not surprise me at all. One person here out of, what do we have on here? 27 people prospects every day. Cindy's raising her hand as well. And is that she has a question, or are you raising because you prospect every day, Cindy? I'm assuming it's because she prospects every day because she's on mute still. Yeah. Okay, cool. So 2 people, 2 out of now 30 people prospect every day. That's not like what we should be doing, right? Like, how are you getting business if you're not prospecting? What are you doing? You waiting for your phone to ring? Doing all your marketing campaigns, sending out your letters, doing your emails, doing your drip campaigns, and being like, okay, I'm going to call. My phone's going to ring today. It's just magically going to ring. The universe is going to work in my favor. And randomly, we're just going to phone's going to ring, right? Business is just going to come my way, right? It's not actually the way it works. We all know that prospecting is important. I'm seeing lots of smiles because it's kind of funny because, like, I'm not going to lie. I'm sitting here talking about this, but I'm the same way, you guys. I don't love it. Okay. There's people on my team. I'm like having to drive every day. We have to prospect, because the reality is we, whether you like it or not, are in the business of sales. Okay. We are in the business of sales. Yes, we are in the business of relationships, but sales is based on relationships. Sales is based on having strong relationships, building strong relationships, and doing something every single day to nurture and maintain those relationships, correct? Like, the best salespeople have the best relationships with their clients. Do you agree? Right? So I want to talk about 3 types of prospecting today. I think prospecting can be lumped up into 3 different types. I want to talk about 3 different types, kind of what we're doing here. And I would love some input, because I'm going to be honest with you, I am not the strongest phone prospector at all. My business is a little bit different. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I would love to get feedback. I'd love to have this be an open conversation about different ways that you are prospecting. Donna comments, define prospecting. And Joy says, I do some prospecting activities on the daily, but I can't honestly raise my hand to that. Yeah, agreed. That's totally fair. Thank you, Joy. Thank you for that. Where are you? I saw you a second ago. I can't see you now. Anyway, there she is. Thank you. So you guys, prospecting is super important. And in my opinion, there are 3 different types of prospecting. And in my business, we practice 3 different types of prospecting on a regular basis. So if you're not the type of person who likes to pick up the phone and call that lead back, okay, I hope you have somebody doing it for you, or you're not spending money on ads because you're literally throwing money away. Like, you might as well just turn around and just throw up all your money, because that's what you're doing. So if you're spending money on ads and you're not calling them back yourself, or you don't have somebody calling them back for you, okay, yeah, you're literally throwing money away. So stop doing that. But if you do have someone who's calling them for you, like you have an ISA, cool, love it. I'm not saying you have to be the one to do it. We actually have an ISA coming on board our team today, because we have so many leads that are not being followed up with. And I don't like to throw up money at all. Like, especially in this market, I got to tell you guys, this market, I'm like, I don't want to be wasting any money. Okay. So in my opinion, there are 3 types of prospecting. The first is phone prospecting. That is the good old, hi, this is Lynea with eXp Realty, right? That's the good old phone prospecting. And a lot of people are into the, call them back within, what does it say? I think like Tom Ferry says you got to call them back within like 2 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that. And you got to call them like, 10 times in the first 3 days or something. Like there's something like that. I mean, is anyone here like Tom Ferry? Correct me. Patty, you follow Tom Ferry, right?
I do. I'm not that aggressive a caller.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
But that's what he says. Is that what he says?
Well, it's within the first 5 minutes, but I don't remember how many times in 3 days.
Yeah. But I've heard, it depends on who you talk to. I know like Jeff Glover, it's all about like within the first 5 minutes, call him like 10 times within the first 3 days. Oh, Ashley says his theory is to get them in the first 2 minutes. Otherwise they are gone. Okay. I don't know that I agree with that. I'm just going to tell you, I don't know that I agree with that. I'm going to tell you for like legitimate reasons. I think that that's wrong. But phone prospecting it's a really important part of our business. But when you're picking up the phone, if you're not the type of person who likes to just call back a lead and say, hey, you clicked on my ad, how can I help you? Okay. There's different ways you can pick up the phone and talk to people, correct? So many different ways you can pick up the phone and talk to people. We have lots of things that we're doing all the time. Like right now, my prospecting is to all of my database and all of my smear. I'm picking up the phone, my sphere, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. I pick up the phone and I'm calling because my winter gifts were just sent out. I just got notification that 55 of my past clients received their winter gifts. So do you believe that calling and talking to your past clients is prospecting? Right. And how easy it is to call and say, hey, Ted, did you get your gift in the mail? What'd you think of it? Right. And even better is when they actually are calling me and they're saying, Lynea, I love your gift. Thank you so much. Or they send me a picture of it. Cool. Can you do me a favor? Post that on social. Right. So prospecting on the phone, if you're buying money, if you're spending money on ads or buying leads and you're not calling those people back, stop spending your money right now. Stop. You're literally wasting your money. Like I talked to someone the other day who spent $5,000 last month on ads. $5,000. And I was like, did you call those people? She was like, no, it was too many. I was like, do you like throwing away $5,000? Like we were in Vegas for EXPCon, you guys. And I went to the casino one night. I don't gamble. I went to the casino one night. I pulled out $100. I put it in the slot machine. You know how quickly I lost that?
Just like that.
Less than 30 seconds, literally less than 30 seconds. It was gone. I was like, oh my God, that is how I feel about spending any amount of money on leads or ads and not calling people back, or at least having someone on my team call them back. So if you want to pick up the phone, okay, and you don't want to call these cold leads, or you don't want to call these people that don't really know you, pick up the phone and call the people that already know you. How many times have we had people on this call or any other call that you're on right now, talking about your sphere, your database? Call the people who already know, like, and trust you. If you're having a hard time trying to fill that pipeline, pick up the phone and call the people in your phone. When I first started in the business, I'm telling people this right now. You want to know how I built my database? I had 0 people in my database. This is before I really knew anything about social media and how to use it. I had 0 people in my database. Do you know what I did? I went through and I said, okay, well, let's go to A. Oh, Aaron Abby. Hey, Aaron, how's it going? Oh my gosh, how you living life? Blah, 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 blah. Literally picked up the phone and called people in my phone. Oh, Lynea, I heard you left Nordstrom. I heard that you're in real estate now. Yeah, I am. Cool. How do you like it so far? Oh, I love it. Hey, I got this thing and this is what I'm doing. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Is that traditional, like just calling your database? And right now, it's the easiest time in the world to connect with people because guess what? It's holiday season. It is the easiest time in the world to connect with people. This is the time of year of any other time of year. The next 2 months are the time that you're going to have the most time to connect with people. A lot of people right now are lonely. A lot of people right now are depressed. A lot of people right now are sad. A lot of people right now are broke. Okay. You picking up the phone and just saying, hey, I was thinking about you is going to make a world of difference in so many people's lives. So if you don't want to call leads, stop spending your money, stop wasting your money. I'm going to tell you right now, stop. Don't do it anymore. You're literally throwing money away. But don't stop prospecting. Don't stop trying to fill that pipeline, and don't stop trying to make those connections with people. Okay, we have, not only did my holiday gifts just hit, but now I'm working on planning out our holiday pie delivery. Who does a pie delivery for people? Okay, a lot of people do like a pie pickup day. We like to do a pie delivery day. It's kind of a full team effort. It's also a lot of fun, a lot of content. Everyone's driving around for like 4 days, like trying to hit all the houses. And it's like last year, it was like, there were like 3 of us driving around like, hey, I hit 10 houses today. Someone's like, hey, we hit 15 houses today. And it's like became this like internal competition. It was kind of fun. But that's a really good reason to be reaching out and talking to your database right now. Pick up the phone. Hey, guess what? We have pie deliveries that are coming up. Do you like apple or pumpkin? Okay, easy question, by the way. And just so you know, if you want to do pie deliveries, go to Costco. They're like, I tried to go to a small business last year, but they're like, the pies are like significantly smaller and they're like significantly more expensive. As much as I really, really, really want to support small business, I do. When you're delivering 100 pies, you got to think about your costs, especially because I had a call with my CPA yesterday. So I really got to think about costs right now. But this is a really good reason to pick up the phone. And yes, I do call that prospecting, by the way, because just calling people and asking how you can serve them, calling people, asking how you can help them, calling people and offering them value and giving into their life, that is going to start conversations. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. So there's your first type of prospecting. I have a couple of questions is, Deanna delivers 125 in 2 days. Girl, how do you do that? 125.
I do. Well, my husband helps me. We do the first day together so that I can just jump out of the car, drop him off on the porches and then go. And then the second day I take him outside of the north side of town and he'll take the south side of town. But what's really cool is they don't know I'm going to do it. I never ask them what kind of pie they want. It's a total surprise. If I have a family, like I have some families I've sold to the 2 brothers and the parents, I know they're going to get together for Thanksgiving. So I'll get one a pecan pie, one an apple pie, and one a pumpkin pie. But otherwise they all get pumpkin except for my one client that I know only likes apple. But it's a blast. And I love it because they're so surprised. They'll post it. And then people are like, wait, you're moving? And they're like, no, our realtor's just really awesome and just does random shit like this all the time. And so it just starts this conversation for me.
It's awesome. You guys, pie deliveries are so much fun. We, like Deanna just said, she doesn't let her clients know. She just gives them all pumpkin. Smart, because they're like $7.99 at Costco. Apple's like $14.99. So smart, Deanna. I learned that last year because more people wanted apple than pumpkin. I was like, maybe I'm going to do Deanna's way this year. But it was fun because like a lot of my clients are small business owners, because that's really like my niche market is that small business owners. So I actually would walk into their place of business with their pie, and we have a big card attached. So I think I actually have it here. Hold on. I got to look because I want to show it to you because I loved it so much. If I can find it, maybe I can't. But it was like just a card that we had attached to it. And I was very punny. It was like, pie there. Thank you for crusting me. Thank you for crusting us. And we would put that on there and we would put a bow on it and we'd walk in and they would because they're like business owners, owners and operators. So like we would walk in, like one of my clients has a coffee shop. We'd walk in during what I know is her busiest time, by the way. Okay. And I would say, hey, your pie. And they would be like, oh my God, their face would light up. And then everyone in the restaurants in the coffee shop would want to know who I am. I want a pie. I want a pie. I want a pie. Right. So you guys, there is I just gave you many, many reasons to call and prospect to your own database right now. Okay. Reason number 2, prospecting type number 2. Oh, Deanna, do you have another thing about that?
Well, I just have a random one that's super easy for people to do. It's a one-time expense. I had these like directional signs, corrugated directional signs. And then I did them for Father's Day and it said, a rad dad lives here. and I put them in the driveways before people got home from work. And I think I delivered about 50 of those. People went berserk. On the back side, just for the person to know who put it there, it said, Happy Father's Day from Deanna. But there's nothing about it. I can use those every year after year after year, and just re-putting them in new clients and stuff's yards. So that was another really cheap one, and that got a ton of attention.
There you go. More reasons, more ways to prospect your own database. Lenora has a really good question. Would you give pies to your sphere of influence? They are not clients yet. The answer is yes. So I have new agents on my team, and I always allocate some of my pie budget to them because they don't have a full database yet. So who you got to be strategic. You got to be strategic, right? Who do you want to deliver them to? Because it's all about creating conversation, giving value, providing value, putting in your database and following up. So yes is the answer to your question. Okay, moving on. The second type of prospecting, or what I consider to be prospecting, is community prospecting. Does anybody have any idea when I say community prospecting, what I'm talking about? Okay, I'll tell you. I just told you a minute ago that a lot of my clients, my niche is small business owners. That's not by accident. It's not because I go and I market online to small business owners. You guys see my online ads. My online ads are super generic. I use street text. So it's like super generic. That's my online ads. Okay. My community prospecting, that's a face-to-face. Do you believe, I hear a lot of people say that they think they're better face-to-face than they are on the phone, which is why they don't like to call people. Okay. If that is true, Ashley's raising her hand. Yes, that's me. I'm good on both the phone and face-to-face. It just really depends on the person, right? I'm way better with that high S person. I'm way better with them face-to-face, by the way. The high S person on the phone, I'm like, speed up. No, that's not like high S. I'm really good in person. Okay. The high D, cool. Let's just talk over each other all the time because I'm also a high D. So when I'm talking about community networking or community prospecting, I'm talking about things like community events, throwing community events. It's a great time to throw a community event, holiday food drive, holiday coat drive. Okay. And you have a day. It's kind of, this is how you do it. So you have a day, we're partnering with a local food bank, and we're grabbing couple of her tubs, and we're putting our message out to the community that we're going to be collecting food on 2 days. I got to figure out those days. I'm working on all of this right now, you guys. That's why it's on top of mind. I'm working on which days we're going to be collecting food. So in order to drive people to the food drive, I can run an ad, I can post on Facebook, all that. But the most important thing is that I'm going to be going into the small businesses and door knock. Okay. Door knocking. Oh my God, everyone's so scared of door knocking. It's a lot easier to door knock a small business when you're like, hey, you want to help our community out? I've created some invitations. You want to help our community out? We're going to be collecting food at X location, or we can come pick it up from you on X and X date. Oh, really? What do you do? And this, you guys, this is the best time to do this type of prospecting. Because what's going to happen is these people are going to be like, oh, I remember Lynea. Now they do. They're like, oh, Lynea, yeah, okay, we're going to come in. We'll give you our food on X date. They already know what I'm coming in for. But the great thing is that you find small business owners who want to help other small business owners who want to help their community. You know how quickly that word of mouth spreads? How quickly it spreads. It spreads like wildfire. I think of dry desert California and a match drops in the middle of the summertime. That is how quickly it spreads when you are spreading value throughout your community. And yes, my friends, I consider that to be prospecting. Prospecting is not always talking about real estate. Prospecting is not always talking about how I can help you buy or sell a house. Prospecting is showing people how you can bring value into their life. So if you look at prospecting that way, it might even change the way you call leads back, by the way. Kayla, you have a question?
Not really. Well, yeah, I guess it is. So what do you feel about using like a volunteer and other organizations where you're going out and working on their behalf as a form of prospecting? Does that make sense?
Ask me again in a different way.
Okay. what can you comment on what you think about using other like Rotary or the food bank, other opportunities in your community that you volunteer for, that then you go out and approach other people in the community, other businesses and whatnot as a form of prospecting?
Well, yes, that's prospecting. Like if you're part of like a BNI or like a Chamber of Commerce or whatever Rotary Club, and you're doing those going to the networking groups.
Yeah, no, I actually kind of, I work at the food bank here as a volunteer, but then I do food acquisition. So I'm like dealing with a lot of people in the community, trying to get donations and bring the word that we, volunteers and whatnot to the organization. So
yeah, I mean, any connection you're making with people is prospecting, to be honest with you. Any connection you're making with people. I would, if they already know you as a volunteer at the food bank, I would make sure that they also know you by being super visible in your community as a realtor. So they know they can put the two together, right? I
need to get the baseball cap because I always wear a baseball cap at food bank. And there's like 80 people there.
Like this right here. My EXP, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Okay. Like this. Yeah. So I have a lot more EXP swag coming, a lot more Lynea Carver home team swag coming, just because like, even though I am giving value, like it's very subtle, right? It's like with subliminal messaging. Remember, like movies all the time, they're not supposed to tell you that they're telling you to buy Coke or Pepsi if they are, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's what I would do. I would make sure you're doing that because that's definitely prospecting. I mean, you are prospecting. If you are out there giving value to community and serving and people know what you do, right? That is prospecting.
All right.
Dewey?
I was not sure whether you were saying something, but one more successful thing that happened last month. First time I tried it, I did a home maintenance seminar, and that came like in the local community, like a kind of a gathering hall, and almost 40 homeowners because I wanted listing attraction. Homeowners came for that.
Yeah,
and that was really, really good. And everybody wanted it. And I called my inspector. I was not the authority to talk about any of that. So inspector was present.
I like it. We've got like a lot of different ways to prospect. Lots of different ways to prospect right now. And it does not all have to be, let me help you buy or sell a house. But I'm going to repeat, if you are spending money on ads and if you are spending money on leads and you are not picking up the phone and calling people, you are literally throwing money away. You might as well be like me and just go to Vegas and put all your money in the slot machine. You have a little bit more fun with it. At least I had fun losing $100 in 30 seconds. I don't have fun throwing away $1,700 a month on ads and no one's picking up the phone. That's not fun. Okay. The third type of prospecting, that this is my primary form of prospecting, by the way, is what I call social media prospecting. So social media prospecting is having strategic and consistent conversations for free with people who are in your sphere. If you look, if right now I want you to grab your phone and I want you to pull up Instagram, I want you to pull up Facebook, and I want you to just put it in the chat or come off mute. Tell me how many followers you have on either of those two channels. I have 1828 on Instagram. Anybody else? 3,100.
144.
134. 742. 1,800. Anybody else?
That's all.
522. 1,805. What if I told you that every single person that you have, Marcus has 1,000. What if I told you that that you now just increased your database by 1,039 or 1,805 or 1,500 or 300 or 144 or 383 or 742 or 3,161? Would you know how to connect with those people on a regular basis? All of those people. or 50% of those people. What difference could it make in your business if you had, Andrea has 742. Andrea, would it make a difference in your business if you could connect with 350 of those people on a regular basis? The answer is probably yes. Absolutely. She says, heck yeah. Social media prospecting. Look at your database. I have 1,828 people on my Instagram. On a regular basis, I have about 50% of people engaging with me. Okay. Engagement is a conversation. Engagement is beyond a like or a follow. Engagement is a conversation. It's a comment. It's a thread. It's a message, right? It's the people that are coming into your DMs, talking to you. And then you talk back. Oh my gosh. Isn't it fun to talk back to people when you don't actually have to pick up the phone? Isn't it fun? The thing I love about social media prospecting is that you don't have to hit them in 5 minutes. You don't have to hit them 10 times in 3 days. You don't have to do that. You just got to make sure you're consistently putting stuff out there to where that conversation keeps going. I have converted this year from social media alone 10 clients just from social media. And this is without spending money on ads. This is with just having regular conversations with people online. And right now, those conversations are aplenty. There are plenty because there is so much going on in the real estate space. So much going on. Mortgage interest rates are at an all-time high. Was it Wells Fargo just put out a report saying that the housing market is the only industry, the only economic industry that is headed for a recession? Wells Fargo believes that every other industry is going to recover from where we're at. But the housing market is headed for a recession because we have been at too high of interest rates for too long of a period of time. You have news like that all the time. Whether or not you believe that is not what this conversation is about, right? This conversation is about you have people online right now who are already online, who are already getting their information online. And if you're not talking to them online, you are missing a huge opportunity. So what you need to do is you need to know how to have those conversations online. You need to know how to be able to get those people into your inbox so you can continue talking to them and you can convert them. Because 1,828 people on Instagram, not including Facebook Business or Facebook Personal, that's 1,828 people in my database. So if you don't know how to connect with them, you're missing out. I have a couple of questions here. Someone said, Marcus, I probably lose some daily because of my posts. Maybe, Marcus. Maybe. But it doesn't matter. You got to have an opinion online. People need to know who you are. It doesn't matter. I love it. Marcus, I lose some daily. Someone else had a question here. Lots of views on videos, but mostly just people trying to sell me stuff. It's because your content is not strategic, Andrea. That is why. That is why you're trying to get people to sell you stuff online because you don't put strategic content out. So when you just put out, I'm a realtor, you're going to get people trying to sell you stuff all the time. LinkedIn is the worst. LinkedIn is the absolute worst. Hey, Lynea, could you use 65 extra appointments in your pipeline every month? Right? You hear it all the time. And right now, I mean, it's like, if it's not someone trying to sell you leads, it's a mortgage broker trying to get you to be their business partner, right? Or a title company trying to get you to give them their business, right? So yes, if you're only putting out content that's like, I'm a realtor, just listed, just sold, that is what you're going to get. So I would challenge you, if you're getting too many sales online or too many sales pitches online, look at your content, because I can promise you it's in your content. And it's also because you're not having strategic or consistent conversations with people. Lenora.
So I always debate with the personal account and business account simply because I have two businesses. And putting them together has been a challenge. And what do you suggest? Do you keep my personal and my business, or do I merge them?
Well, on Instagram, I think you should only have one account. First of all, I don't think you should have multiple accounts on Instagram, just one. It's way too much to manage if you have more than one. On Facebook, I think you should have a separate business account for each of your businesses and then one personal account where you combine who you are as a person.
Yeah, I already have that. And also a lot of people on this database, they come from on my Facebook, they come from all over the world. It's like the local people are a small percentage.
Yeah,
So
but those people from all over the world, those are the ones who are going to share your content. Those are the ones who could refer people to you. Those are the ones who you don't want to give up just because someone is not local to you. That's the number one objection I hear when I hear people talking about, but my social media is just people who aren't in my state, or it's a bunch of real estate agents. I hear that one all the time. And that's an objection. That's a straight up objection where I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know about you, but I think Ashley sent me 4 referrals this year.
thank you.
Cool. Follow me. Please follow me. Send me your referrals. Steve's on here. Steve has sent me referrals just from knowing me online. So really, you guys, I don't care. Follow me all you want, please. And send me your referrals. Because when you put out content that is showing people what you do, how you give value, how you're going out in the community and serving other people, how you're connecting with people, when you put content out that shows people who you are, what you do, why you do what you do, then you start to see more of your content converting from social. And that's the number one thing I think that people have with social media is that they don't have the right strategy in place. They don't know what type of content to be putting out, how often to be putting it out. And then what do you do when you actually have people who love your content? How many of you have had someone who's I put a post out one time, this is before I actually knew what I was doing. Put a post out, I had 200 comments on it. 200 comments. Have you ever had that? It might not be 200, but you had maybe 10 or 15. And you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? I know I should do something, but I don't know what to do. Right? Has any of you ever experienced that? Most people have. Yeah. Because what you need to learn is you need to learn how to use social media as a prospecting tool. How can you connect with those 828 people that are in your database, your Instagram database? How can you connect with them today? How can you connect with them tomorrow? How can you connect with them over the long term? How can you keep them in your sphere, in your cycle? That's the question. So I'll give you one tip. And the one tip that I'm going to have for you is every single time someone comments on your post, every time, I don't care if it's a troll. Every single time you get a comment on your post, you need to do more than just like it. By the way, you need to do one of the other 5 reactions on Facebook. On Instagram, you need to like it. And then you need to comment back with a question. So don't just comment, cool, thanks, love you. Comment back with a question. Because 50% of the time, not all the time, 50% of the time, that person's then going to comment back with an answer to your question. And then what are you going to do? You're going to ask another question, right? So what we are doing is we are prospecting. Prospecting is prospecting is when you put something out that people want. You give somebody a reason to want to connect with you. And then they show you interest, right? And then what you have to do is you have to listen to what they're saying, read their comment, and then ask a question. That's sales, right? Let them answer your question before you answer their question. Listen, it's a process of listening. So if you can do one thing on your social media channels today, I would put out a post that is going to drive some engagement. You can ask a question. You can put a picture of your kids up in Halloween. That's the most common thing right now. All these pictures of kids in Halloween. There's all these super cute kids in Halloween. I don't have kids, but I look at everyone else's kids. I'm like, you guys' kids are so cute. I like to watch them from afar. I love to watch your kids. They're awesome. But so many people are putting out pictures about kids. A really good question is, hey, what made little Bobby Sue, choose that costume? I don't know. Why are people choosing to dress up as Michael Myers? I don't know. It's weird. Why are you doing that? Right? But I'm curious. Right? So why'd you choose Michael Myers? Why'd you choose Where's Waldo? Why did the two of you do a Where's Waldo twin? I didn't know there were 2 Where's Waldos. Right? So these are really good questions, things that you're genuinely curious about without judgment, just genuinely curious about. If you can do one thing on your social media today, it's going to help you drive those conversations and start to talk to those people a little bit more. That's going to make that one thing is going to make a big difference. When someone comments on something, or if you don't want to put a post out today, go back and look at your last 3 posts and look at all the comments that you didn't respond to it, you just put a like on. Look at all those. That's going to be where you're going to see a big difference.
Lynea, I had gotten several negative comments on a home value add, and I respond to all of them in a positive light, of course. But what I found too is that past clients were also responding on my behalf, which was awesome. So every comment needs a response.
People come in and defend you, right? Mm-hmm. People start to get that negative realtor, especially after this whole like NAR lawsuit judgment thing. People are completely misunderstanding it. Okay, even us in the industry are misunderstanding it, right? So there's so much going on in the real estate space right now that you're going to get a lot of negativity, especially if you're running just generic ads on your business page. But that doesn't matter because bad press is good press. Look at Britney Spears. I mean, here you go. Britney Spears. I love watching her. Okay. But she doesn't get anything positive said about her ever. Does that stop her? No, it doesn't. So you guys just got to remember, even if you're getting those negative comments, come back in a positive light. Remember the brand you're trying to represent. And sometimes like, it's just asking people, like if they're saying all you realtors suck, blah, 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 whatever. Well, I'm sorry. What kind of experience have you had in the past? Right. And if they don't answer, cool, it doesn't matter. You left it open for them. Now the ball's in their court. Okay. The good news is I see a lot of people who are like overwhelmed with content, have a lot of content questions, lots of content questions. The good news is I have a class where I'm teaching you all of this. I'm teaching you exactly what content to put out, the content that's actually going to get engagement, how to put it out, how to edit it. Okay. What cadence to put it out in, the plan for putting out your content, how to actually get people from content to conversion. Okay. And that's where people are missing. Some people know how to just put content out, but they don't know how to do the conversion piece. So I have a class coming up. So it's November 16th. It's a 4-week class, 1 hour a week for 4 weeks, except for Thanksgiving. We're skipping Thanksgiving, where I'm going to teach you exactly how to take it from content to conversion. And there's 2 steps in between, I think. So if you want to know more about that, immediately just put the link in the chat for you. And if you have any questions and you want to talk to anybody who's gone through it, we just finished course 1. I've got quite a few people on this call who can probably give you a testimonial if you want to ask questions. There's Carol, there's Ashley, there's Deanna, there's Jean. Okay. They've all gone through it. So if you want to talk to them and not hear it from me and get their honest opinion, reach out to them. Okay. But you guys, if you want to know how to take your content from content to conversion, and you want to know how to actually strategically and correctly post and prospect online, there has to be a strategy for it. You can't just like put something out and just hope it's going to put it out, throw it and hope it lands. Like if you shoot a basketball without actually aiming for the basket, you're probably going to miss. So that is that's what we're doing. So November 16th, that class is coming up. If you want to learn more about it, the link is in the chat. If you have any questions, there's a few people here that just put their comment in the chat. Feel free to reach out to them or reach out to me and I'll give you more. Okay. Thanks everyone. Hope you all have a great week and we'll see you next week.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.